refractive index. Okay, it is the property of material which can be used. What are the uses? There is a refractive index. What is the use of it? So every material should have its own properties, characteristics. Suppose in general we discuss regarding the properties of materials, general properties, density. So density is the property of material. If density is greater, which is said to be a rigid body. Suppose wall or board is rigid because its density is more. If you consider paper, paper is not this much rigid because its density is smaller. When you go for cotton, cotton is density is less. And also go for liquid water, water its density is too less than that of this solid material. So like that, air medium, so density is less. Vacuum, no density. Like that, the different materials will have different densities. Density is one of the property of material. So to analyze the materials, so we use a density as one of the reference. In similar manner, here in the light, whenever the refraction takes place through the materials, so to understand them, so we need a property of material. That property can be understood by using this refractive index. Refractive index is the property of material, by which we can understand how great the light is undergo refraction, how great the light is bending, how great it is giving the refraction as it travels from one medium into another medium. So in order to understand all these factors, and some more extra points were also there by this refractive index. Basically, refractive index is the property of material which can be used to find, number one, to find velocity of light in different media. So this quantity can be used to find the velocity of light in different media. How? Already given at the beginning. If you consider two different media, this is 1 and this is 2, its refractive index 1, its refractive index 2, as the light is traveling in one medium with velocity v1 and entering into another medium with velocity v2. Therefore, here, by using this refractive index, so we can estimate these velocities. What is the velocity in the first medium? What is the velocity of light in the second medium? So these can be estimated by using a refractive index. Okay? So refractive index can be used for this purpose. And the second one is, refractive index can also be used to find the chemical purity of the given solution. Suppose a solution is given, its chemical purity can be tested by using a refractive index. So this refractive index test is conducted in the laboratory based on its value, and its concentration and quality can be estimated. This is second use. And the third one is, refractive index can be used to find what kind of sample is there in the given substance. Sometimes the exploding materials are used. So that exploding strength is multiple times huge, which gives a great destruction, and which, so everybody will have a doubt. So what kind of samples are used in these materials? So in order to analyze that material, what kind of material is used, So what are the samples are mixed in this material? So what is the composition of the materials used in it? So these can be analyzed by testing in the laboratories, by measuring or by analyzing, by finding the refractive index of the sample in the given substance. Therefore, the refractive index can be used for these purposes. So use of refractive index. Refractive index is the property of material and which can be used to find the velocity of light in different media, and also use it to find the chemical purity of the given solution and its concentration. The chemical has a certain concentration, whether it is a greater concentration, a smaller concentration of the solution can be estimated by a refractive index. Third one is, so the sample, what kind of sample is mixed with the material, that can be tested by the refractive index of the material. Yes. So refractive index is, there are two types. One is the absolute refractive index, other one is relative refractive index. Already we discussed the point in Snell's law, which is relative refractive index. Means refractive index of one medium with respect to another medium is said to be relative refractive index. Okay, let us see that. First of all, go for absolute refractive index. Absolute refractive index. This is, say, absolute mu. Let us consider a material medium. A material medium. See, this is a material medium. It has refractive index. And this is comparing with vacuum. So it is keeping in vacuum. It is keeping in vacuum. It is a glass, something. One material, so transparent material. It has its own refractive index, of course, but it is keeping in vacuum. When the light is traveling from vacuum, so vacuum, in which the velocity of light, see, V0 is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per hour. See, this is the velocity of light in vacuum, or speed of light in vacuum. Whenever it is traveling from vacuum and entering into a medium, a glass lab, what happens? It is a denser medium. So in the denser medium, whenever it enters into denser medium, its speed definitely decreases. When its speed decreases, it bends towards normal. Okay, this is I, this is R. Okay. Now here the speed is, say, V. V is in the medium. Suppose its velocity reduced or decreased 2 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Say example. Now, here the refractive index of this material medium can be estimated with reference to the vacuum. Then the refractive index of this material is said to be absolute refractive index. Simply, the refractive index of any material medium which is comparing with the vacuum, then it is said to be absolute refractive index. Then what is the formula for absolute refractive index? Absolute refractive index is equal to the ratio of velocity of light in vacuum to velocity of light in medium. So this is absolute refractive index of the material medium. Okay. Now we know this is constant in the nature, in the universe, everywhere. In the vacuum, that velocity of light in the vacuum is fixed, that is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. But the velocity of light in the medium, this is changes from medium to medium. Why it is changing? Who changes? Because of refractive index. If refractive index of the material medium is different, and definitely this velocity in the medium will also different, changes. But here, whatever may be the medium refractive index, but in a vacuum, so its speed remains constant. Therefore, it is constant. So if you take this as constant, V0 is constant. V0 is constant. Therefore, refractive index is inversely proportional to V. Means refractive index of material medium is inversely proportional to speed of light in the same medium. We can understand that whenever the refractive index is more, then here the velocity will be less. What does it mean? So here the optically denser medium, optically rarer medium. This can be understood by the refractive index property. If refractive index value is greater, that is optically denser. If refractive index of material medium is smaller, that is optically rarer medium. Whenever mu value is greater, velocity or speed of light is smaller. Therefore, light is bending towards normal. So that here the velocity of light in the material medium is not constant. As the medium refractive index changes, then its corresponding speed will also be changed. But in the vacuum, light velocity remains constant. Okay. Now this is a way to understand how the speed changes with reference to this material medium. Now in this case, this mu refractive index of this material is said to be absolute refractive index. Absolute refractive index. Keep in your mind, so whenever the refractive index of material is comparing with vacuum, then its refractive index is said to be absolute refractive index. Suppose a material medium refractive index is comparing with some other medium other than vacuum. In such case, its refractive index is said to be relative refractive index. It is said to be relative refractive index. Absolute is different, relative is different. Absolute is getting when we comparing with vacuum. Okay, relative is getting when we comparing with some other medium other than the vacuum. So this is a difference, right? Okay. Now in this case, we can also develop one more relation. See here, mu is, as we know that V, just now at the beginning we discussed that velocity is directly proportional. V is equal to n lambda, in which frequency remains constant as light travels from one medium into another medium. Therefore, V is directly proportional to lambda. Therefore, we can also write it as absolute refractive index is, or the refractive index is inversely proportional to wavelength of the light in this medium. Means we can also write its formula. Absolute refractive index is lambda naught by lambda. We can also write lambda naught by lambda. How? So we can see here, simple. So V naught is equal to n lambda naught. V is equal to n lambda. And here absolute refractive index is V naught by V. Isn't it? So V naught is substituted, that replaced by n lambda naught by n lambda. N gets cancelled. Mu is equal to lambda naught by lambda. So this is absolute refractive index. This in terms of wavelengths. We can give absolute refractive index mu is equal to V naught by V, or mu is equal to C naught by C, as you wish. They are representing speeds of light with c, then mu is equal to c naught by c, or this is absolute refractive index lambda naught by lambda. As here mu is inversely proportional to v, then mu is inversely proportional to lambda. So this is the way to understand how the absolute refractive index or the refractive index of material depends on the factors that velocity and also wavelength of light. Okay, so this is regarding absolute refractive index, and let us move on. Standard values or fixed values of absolute refractive indices of material, different materials. Let us see. So here one more point. It was mentioned that the values 10 power 8 meter per second over here. So in this case, refractive index of material can be estimated V naught by V, 3 into 10 to the power of 8 by 2 into 10 to the power of 8, these two gets cancelled. Mu is equal to 3 by 2, which is equal to 1.5 refractive index of this material medium if their corresponding speeds are given in vacuum and also material medium. These two values are used to find the refractive index of this material medium by the absolute refractive index. Okay, formula. By absolute refractive index formula, we can estimate absolute refractive index of material medium by using these velocities which are given in the problem. Now, next, refractive indexes of some materials. Okay, let us see those materials which have the fixed refractive indices. Every time we use those values whenever we are solving the problems. So those values are extracted by which way? Let us see. So here refractive index is inversely proportional to lambda. Let us make a discussion. It's a very important discussion. Suppose this is a glass. This is a glass. Okay. So this glass has a fixed refractive index. Absolute refractive index value is fixed for this glass? No. As the light changes, color changes, then its corresponding refractive index of the same glass material will change. How? Here mu inversely proportional to lambda. If you see that, if I consider the red color light, red colored light is traveling and entering into the glass. What is the refractive index of material medium of this glass? That glass refractive index depends on here red color. Red color value is greater wavelength. Suppose if you consider VIBGR, wavelength of red is greater than the wavelength of violet. Okay, if wavelength is greater and its corresponding refractive index of material medium is smaller. Therefore, for the same glass, refractive index for a red color is, refractive index of red color is smaller than refractive index of violet. So in accordance with this order of wavelengths, we can also get different refractive indices for the same material based on its color. Color or wavelength. Color in the sense wavelength of the light. So this is a very important point. So big doubt is, sir, which value we taken into account while solving the problem? Which value of refractive index is taken into account? So here, which are 7 colors, this glass will have 7 refractive indices. 7 refractive indices. Out of 7 refractive indices, which refractive index is taken into account while solving the problem? Okay, this is big doubt. So here, what to do? We consider that average value of the wavelengths. See here, two extreme colors, VIBGR which are violet to red. 7 colors are there, and their wavelengths are these wavelengths. Their wavelengths average, that extreme colors red and violet. Their average red color wavelength, violet wavelength. Their average is giving wavelength of yellow. Which is the mean color? Yellow light is the mean light, mean color. Its wavelength is equal to average wavelength of red and violet. Therefore, we are taking the average color or mean color. So yellow colored light is, so that is incident on the material medium, undergoes refraction by using this yellow colored light. So refractive index of material or the glass is estimated. Its value is 1.5. This is the standard value or fixed value for the glass that is calculated from yellow colored light because of mean color or average color. So by this yellow colored light for all these materials, glass, water, air, diamond, and different materials will have different absolute refractive indices. All those refractive indices are taking as fixed values for those materials, and those fixed values are estimated from mean color. Mean color is taken as a reference by which the refractive indices are calculated. So that is the way. Now, what are the standard or fixed values for refractive indices of different colors? Let us see. Refractive index of vacuum is 1. For vacuum, refractive index is 1. Okay. And for water, with respect to vacuum. Why? Because absolute refractive index is taken into account when comparing that material with vacuum. So this is with reference to vacuum we are calculating, so that it is absolute refractive index. Therefore, with respect to vacuum, water is, it is calculated as 4/3. Every time we use refractive index of water 4/3. Okay. Now, glass with respect to vacuum 3/2. It is fixed. That is with respect to vacuum, absolute refractive index. So this value is calculated by using yellow light. This is calculated by yellow light. This is calculated by yellow light because it is mean color. And refractive index of diamond with respect to vacuum 2.4. 2.42 roughly. So these are the refractive indices of some materials which we use often while solving the problems. Okay, right. These are the absolute refractive indices. And one more very important note point: absolute refractive index of material medium always greater than 1, except this vacuum. Vacuum is not material medium. Vacuum, nothing is there. Even air is not presented. So its value is taken as 1. If anything, any material is considered, definitely its refractive index is greater than 1. Therefore, refractive index of material definitely greater than 1. Definitely greater than 1. Keep in your mind, absolute refractive index of any material you consider, we should be greater than 1. Okay? Now vacuum is 1, remaining all are greater than 1. See here, 4/3, 3/2. That is 1.5, 1.33, 2.42. Okay? Right. Go for one more concept, that is relative refractive index. relative refractive index. What is the relative refractive index? Let us consider two different medium. This is medium 1, this is medium 2. The light is traveling from first medium into second medium. So here the velocity of light is v1. Here velocity of light is v2. And a normal is drawn at the point of incidence. This is I and this is R. Okay? Now, its refractive index is mu1, first medium. It's say mu2. Now, mu 2 with respect to 1. This is a relative refractive index is equal to V1 by V2. V1 by V2 means the ratio of velocity of light in first medium to velocity of light in the second medium is defined as relative refractive index of second with respect to 1. Once again, the relative refractive index of material medium of 2 with respect to 1 means the refractive index of 2 with respect to 1 is defined as the ratio of velocity in medium 1 to velocity of light in medium 2. So this is relative refractive index. Our very simple idea is refractive index of one medium is comparing with other medium which is other than vacuum is known as relative refractive index. See here, this 2 with respect to 1, this can be written as mu2 by mu1, which is equal to v1 by v2. Okay, see here, simply mu2 v2 is equal to mu1 v1. Already, this is earlier in case of absolute refractive index. We consider that absolute refractive index is V0 by V. Here V0 is constant in vacuum. Therefore take this side. Mu V is equal to V0. This is constant. Therefore mu V is equal to constant. Same we are applying over here. Mu1 V1 is equal to mu2 V2 because mu V equal to constant. This is relative refractive index. Okay. So what is the significance of it? So relative refractive index, whenever we consider note over here, absolute refractive index is always greater than 1, whereas relative refractive index, it may less than 1. It may less than 1. How? Let us see here. Refractive index of water with respect to glass is how much? Mu water with respect to glass. This can be written as mu water by mu glass. Mu water is how much? 4 by 3. See here 4 by 3 by 3 by 2, which gives 8 by 9. What is its value? Roughly 0.9, roughly. Okay, 0.9, which is less than 1. Whereas absolute refractive index never be less than 1. It is always greater than 1 for a material. Whereas relative refractive index, it may less than 1. When we compare one more example, if you go for one more example, that refractive index of glass with respect to diamond is equal to refractive index of glass by refractive index of diamond. Glass is 3 by 2. Roughly it is of 2.4, say. So 3 by how much? 2 into 2.4. And remove 15. This is 5 by 8. 5 by 8. Means 5 by 8 means 6.6 roughly 0.62, which is less than 1. Therefore, relative refractive index, it may less than 1, it may greater than 1. Of course, if you consider this here, refractive index of water with respect to glass is less than 1, but glass with respect to water is, glass with respect to water equal to mu glass by mu water, which is equal to 3 by 2 by 4 by 3, which is 9 by 8. Glass with respect to water, which is equal to 1.1. Of course, it is greater than 1. So, relative refractive index, it may greater than 1, less than 1. But absolute refractive index is always greater than 1. Okay, right. I would like to give one more relation how the refractive index changes with wavelength of light from Cauchy's formula. So which is giving mu is equal to A plus B by lambda square. So A and B are constants as wavelength is greater and corresponding mu will be smaller. So that is for red color mu is less, for violet mu is greater. Earlier the relation given, so this is one more relation which is given Cauchy's law. Then this is mu is equal to A plus B by lambda square. Okay. Bending of light, tunable bulb. Already we discussed at the beginning. When light is traveling from one medium into another medium, it bends towards or away from the normal. So the bending towards normal, if speed decreases, entering into optically denser medium. So it bending away from the normal when it is entering into rarer medium where the light velocity is increased. Why it is so? By the numerical method we can prove it. Let us see. When light is traveling from rarer into denser. In general, we know already we discussed from rarer into denser, it bends towards normal. Whether it is bending towards normal or not, let us find numerically, mathematically. See, this is a glass plate, so denser medium. So it is medium 1, or this is a rarer medium, it is a denser medium. Okay, its refractive index mu r, this is mu d. Light is traveling from rarer and entering into a denser medium. Okay, we don't know it is bending towards or away from normal. Let us verify, let us prove. This is I, this is R. So I and R, whichever is greater, let us verify them. Okay, so this is mu d, this is mu r. As I was given that using Snell's law, mu r into sine of I, mu r into sine of I is equal to second medium, mu d into sine r, mu d into sine r. Yeah, mu d by mu r is equal to, mu d by mu r equal to sine I by sine r. But as we know, denser medium refractive index by rarer medium. Just now we discussed that glass with respect to water, it is greater than 1 because glass refractive index mu glass by mu water. So glass refractive index greater than that of water means the refractive index of material medium is comparing with other medium whose value is less, whose that is the optically rarer medium. When you are finding the refractive index of one medium with reference to optically rarer medium, then definitely its value greater than 1. So the same thing here, 3 by 2 by 4 by 3, which gives 9 by 8, that is 1.1. Okay, so greater than 1. Similarly here, dense R by rare R, definitely mu D by mu R greater than 1. If it is greater than 1, definitely sin I by sin R, which is also greater than 1. From this, sin I greater than sin R, therefore I is greater than R. I is greater than R. So what do you say? I greater than R. R is smaller. Definitely the light bends towards R. Clear? So this is the way. And second one is when light travels or traveling from dense R to rare R medium. Okay, so let us find this. What happens? Again, we are taking dense R medium. This is having refractiveness mu D. Light is traveling from dense R into rare R. Okay. This is I, this is R. So second medium, this is the rare R medium. Again, using Snell's law here, mu D into sin I, mu D into sin I, which is equal to mu R into sin R, mu R into sin R. Yes, mu D by mu R is equal to sin R by sin I. Okay, as I said here just now, mu D by mu R is greater than 1. Mu D by mu R is greater than 1. Here, see. Therefore, sin R by sin I greater than 1. Therefore, sin R is greater than sin I. Therefore, R greater than I for the second case. So, what does it mean R is greater than I? Definitely the light is bending away from normal. As the light is travelling from dense R into rare R medium, it bends away from the normal. It is proved from Snell's law. So we are using Snell's law to verify this. How it bends, whether it is towards or away from normal. So here from rare R into dense R bending towards normal, dense R into rare R it is bending away from normal, it is proved. And third case remains, third point. Let us see that point. Third point. When a ray of light is incidenting normally, means this is the normal, along the normal. So whenever incident normally, angle of incidence is how much? 0. When it is incident normally, then how it bends, let us see. Again, using Snell's law, suppose it is angle of incidence here, angle of refraction inside. So mu D sin, see, D sin R is equal to Snell's law, mu R sin I. Okay, as we know that I is equal to 0 here, mu D sin R is equal to mu R into sin 0, 0. Therefore, sin R by simplifying 0, take this side totally 0. So R equal to, I is equal to 0, R equal to 0 in the sense the light is continuous to travel along the same path without any deviation. Therefore, for normal incidence, there is no bending of light. it travel along the same path. Okay, so I is equal to 0, R is also equal to 0. So this is the way to prove how the light is bending towards or away from normal, and also no bending of light takes place whenever it is incident normally. For normal incidence there is no bending at all. So here the deviation of light is 0. Okay, so this is all about the diffraction and Snell's law and refractive index, absolute refractive index, relative refractive index, and their characteristics and their values. Everything is over. So next we go for another concept in the next class. Thank you.